let's talk about that article that's been going around. There's this really interesting article being shared online called 10 Illustrations Showing How Creative People See the World. Now, Doug, Grant, we're all creative people here, I think. We see the world a little differently. We think with, the creative side of the brain. The left side, I think it's called. We're creative.
I hear voices all the time. I see things that aren't there. I'm creative.
I be taking pills for that. So, we see the world a little differently, and somebody wrote an article about what it's like to see the world a little, differently. This is for people who are stupid. This is for people with peanut brains.
So you said that you were seeing this on Twitter, like a lot of people were just tweeting it, hating on it.
People have been sharing this article and being like, what condescending bullshit. There's these really poorly done illustrations of...
They're kind of like faux Disney.
Yeah, it looks like... yeah, exactly. Okay, so the first one is this... just if you want to follow along, just Google 10 illustrations showing...
I'll put it up on the website.
Yeah, just go on the website. Click thoughtcops.wordpress.com. Follow along if you like, or we'll explain it for you. So this first image is called... Each one has ordinary people, and then it has creative people. And this is a young boy laying in the grass. He's just, kind of minding in his own business, smiling and watching the clouds. This is a blockhead idiot. This is a guy who's never had an original thought in his life.
This is a guy that probably works a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, this is a fucking yes man laying here in the grass. But below that we see creative people. This guy, he's dressed like Johnny Depp. He's got necklaces and a big floppy hat, and he's chewing on a stick of wheat. So that's probably not the term for that, but
all of the clouds are amazing things. There's a unicorn and a castle, and it's all in his imagination, but it's also real.
He sees the world a little differently, right, Doug?
Yeah. Let me say at the outset, in a lot of these, like the ordinary person is kind of dressed like, I guess, normally or somewhat conservatively.
T-shirt, jeans.
And then the creative people are always wearing something like a fedora and a vest. And I found in my experience, in a very broad sense, that the crazier someone dresses, usually the less creative they are.
Yeah.
When you see somebody with like 3 nose rings and, that, and it's usually they're overcompensating for a lack of something else. And the people who have like the most shocking or interesting or crazy things look the most like normal and like unassuming like that.
Also more likely to be serial killers.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, there's like this weird pervasive idea that creativity is not like actually sitting down and trying to work on things and create things. It's this idea that like, and I saw this especially when I was playing more music and talking to both musicians and people that I would just tell like,
right,
I'm into this.
Like, what is your best take on the Muppet Babies theme song? How do you see it?
And people like everything's just like, all the best musicians take drugs. Like that's how they write such great songs. And it's like, no, because they like play their instrument.
Right.
They know how to
exactly.
play an instrument.
I fucking hate that shit, man. It's the people who are like, they see something like, whoa, I wonder what kind of drugs this person was on. And that's somebody who A, has no talent, and B, has never taken drugs.
Right.
Or C, has taken drugs and they think that they're really awesome, and it's like, yeah, but you suck. You're not good at it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So this is an interesting introspective into what kind of things we see. Illustration number 2, you got this dumb broad over here watering a potted plant. All she sees is a flower and a pot of water, and she dresses like a plain Jane fool.
She probably buys the generic brand.
She shops at CVS and she buys CVS brand. Below that, we got a woman, probably has wanderlust. She's a free spirit. She's got pink hair. She's got a purple dress.
She has cat eye glasses.
And the flower is smiling back at her. It looks like she's having a conversation with it, and as she's watering it, the flower looks like it's saying thank you.
Apparently all creative people are schizophrenic.
And all creative people wear 10 necklaces.
That's it. I haven't been wearing enough necklaces. That's why I've been a failure all my life. Not enough necklaces.
You need at least 10, and you need to be wearing some sort of trendy or cool floppy hat. A trilby or a fedora should do the trick. So yeah, that's again what it's like to be burdened with the talent of creativity.
There's Johnny Depp again.
Little Johnny Depp is back. Well, first we have Ordinary. We had this buffoon child, t-shirt, jeans, probably gonna, die at 31 of alcoholism. When he realizes that his brain can only think so far. It's like there's a wall around his brain that's keeping him closed in. But then you got this guy, this bright young kid who dresses like Johnny Depp, and he is thinking outside the box. Both these kids are walking through the forest, and one sees this bird, and he's like, oh, it's just another bird. And the creative young man below him sees sparkles and a dragon.
And he has Gandalf's staff from Lord of the Rings.
He's on a quest, and this other kid is just probably coming home from school to come home and do his homework and talk to his parents and go to bed and do that day in, day out till he's dead.
This bottom guy, the creative guy, is probably going to get some sort of foot infection because he's not wearing any shoes.
That's a good point. Yeah. Creative people don't wear shoes. They are restricting. Mm-hmm. Da Vinci never wore shoes. That's true.
People didn't wear shoes back then. Everyone was creative. That's why. Yeah. That's how he came up with all his designs.
The public school system has taught us to be one of these ordinary people. And this next one is shocking. The same young boy who's walking through the forest is driving a sports car.
Yeah.
He's 10 years old, and
he's in a red convertible.
He's already got his license, and he's clearly going very fast. And he's got his arm out the window. He honestly, he looks like he's having a good time, right?
How the fuck did he afford this nice of a car? Yeah.
He must have rich
trust fund kid.
Exactly, trust fund kid. They didn't have to scrape and work for it.
This isn't an ordinary person. This is a trust fund kid.
Yeah, the person who drew these hates rich people. And then the creative person couldn't get his driver's license because he has a disability. And he prefers to fly around. And we
wearing a fedora, dressed like Johnny Depp.
We see this 10-year-old Johnny Depp young man flying by the moon, arms out like a bird, and he looks like he's saying, I'm flying, I'm doing it. But he's probably alone in a bathtub on drugs.
Oh my god, there's so many of these.
No, there's not. Most of that is comments below. Let's go through them. I'll go quicker. So
this one.
Okay, ordinary person comes home from work, watches TV. He's binge watching Happy Days on Netflix. Creative person. He's reading a book. Yes, he can read, and he's reading a book about, of course, pirate ships.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
He clearly loves Mr. Depp and his aesthetic and his acting roles.
This entire. What do you even call this? This isn't an article. I guess it's a blog post.
It's a travesty.
A series. It's a travesty. It's just like all creative people are Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Like the ideal creative person is Johnny Depp.
The ideal creative person is an abusive narcissist.
Yeah.
Alcoholic.
Yeah.
Why can't you do both? You can watch TV and read. Right. It's not a choice.
Like us.
You can do both at the same time.
We're creative.
Learn quicker.
We're lazy. So the next one. This one's one of the fucking best. This is so fucking cringy to look at. This young woman is at an office job. She's at her desk, and this mean older woman is standing behind her with a accusatory glare and holding a mug that says #1 boss. And creative people have some sort of disorder where they see the world a little differently.
They're all schizophrenics.
And the boss is the Wicked Witch of the West. She's a green witch with a broom instead of a coffee mug. And
I love this picture because she's looking up at her smiling.
Yeah.
As if she wasn't an all-powerful witch who could, like, turn you into a frog. She's like, oh, you're a witch, and I'm gonna smile at you.
In reality, this person just sticking their fingers in their ears and going, la, 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 la. Reality, no thanks.
You can't tell me that. You can't yell at me for showing up to work late.
Yeah. Man, this is the 5th time you've shown up late this month. We do have to mention this to you. And she's like, no, you're a witch. And I have pink hair in my mind. So let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
Ordinary person. Turkey. She's looking at a turkey in the oven. Looks pretty good. Simply being cooked by the heat of the oven. Creative people see a dragon.
Boring.
Boiling it with its fire breath. And she looks like she's having more fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't fucking know. This has turned quickly from a podcast where we talk about rage on the internet to a podcast where we just get enraged by the shit that's on the internet.
It's hard not to. So let's see the next one here. I think we're just about wrapping it up with
here we go.
Kids.
Oh boy.
Oh god. Oh no. These kids are sitting around. You got a couple of white kids playing video games. Ugh. Get a life, nerd. But creative people, they don't need to be tethered to the television, pressing the A button for 5 hours on end. These kids are racists. They like to dress up as the Native American people and pretend to go
while wearing feathered headdresses.
Yeah, they're wearing headdresses
inside of a teepee.
Like they're at Coachella Music Festival.
Probably dropping acid.
These kids are on acid. One of them is 6 years old. So that's... Is there any more after this one? I think we're just about to read at the comment section.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay, real quick. Woman vacuuming her home.
How fucking stupid.
Creative person is fighting a dust monster with her vacuum as a weapon.
What the fuck?
It gets a little creepy here. Ordinary person sees an animal.
Ordinary cat. Is this from the cat's point of view or from the person's
I think,
point of
this
view?
is from the person's point of view because they're seeing the cat and they're just thinking like, oh, it's an animal making animal noises. Mm-hmm. But the creative mind sees it as an animal that maybe looks a little sexy. It's not that I don't like the dog, but really, what do we need him for? Is what the speech bubble next to the cat.
The old classic cat-dog divide, much like Garfield and Odie.
Yes.
When you start talking to your animals, you really need to go on medication.
This article is a cry for help.
Stop dressing yourself like Johnny Depp.
Yes.
Stop talking to your animals.
If you stopped going to job interviews like that, you wouldn't have to write this kind of stuff for money. Also, fuck you if you got paid for this.
Sure, it made some sort of ad revenue.
Yeah, but people were roasting it in the comments section, of course, calling it racist and the like.
Did anybody like it? Did you see any comments?
The only time I ever saw this posted was people making fun of it. It was people who were like, are usually doing some creative endeavor and being like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I hope people don't see me this way. Whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah, and I mentioned...